No, we got an email with it. Call to order. We're not going to approve past minutes. We're going to postpone that to another day when the minutes get sent around again, and hopefully not revised again, but we'll see. We're going to...
I would like to make a motion to add under new business, reviewing employee bonuses.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have an addition as well from Elizabeth Agostini, who is handling the estate of Alexandria Bosna. I received paperwork from her that needs to be signed as the house is selling. So when we get to that, we'll have to make a motion for you or Stuart to sign that.
I don't know what that means.
They're giving the fire department, the library, and maybe one other entity in town money from the estate. So it's just a total sign off. You have signed something in the past
Yeah,
to
we
move the
signed
estate
one.
forward.
Can I see when you're done?
Which I saw the sign was down, so it must be under contract.
That was fast.
Yeah, it's a great little house.
George kept it so
Yeah.
perfect.
I know, I miss seeing him on the porch. He was always on the porch. It's on Lower Taylor Hill. It's the one with the little stone, looks like a little chalet, like belongs
But
in
it's
the
got like a
Alps.
fireplace in the front.
And what was her name?
Alex Bosnia.
Yeah, okay. I used to clean that house for them way back in the day.
Yep, and George Rosenthal, yeah.
Yeah. I used to get in trouble with him, but anyways.
He was a fun guy.
Yeah.
Survived Auschwitz.
He's from Transylvania.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
I called him Vladimir a lot.
All right, so this is for later, maybe even Stuart's here or something.
Yep, no, that's fine. I just want to make sure we added it so we weren't
Oh,
holding
yeah,
them
so we're
up.
adding in, what is it? We're review and execute. It's not the license to sell it. It's
No.
made the license to sell.
No, it's just that everybody that's getting money has to sign off on.
Consent of interested persons
Yeah.
for the probate form for the license to sell. Consent of interested persons. So we're gonna add that down too, so review and execute consent of interested persons. The state of Alexandria, Bosnia. Okay, so normally we also would now review bills and approve warrants, but I don't see any.
They're right here.
Oh, that's why I didn't see them.
Oh, we didn't get them in email this time. huh?
No, because I think Debbie's, because she's away.
There, if you guys, I don't know if Debbie sent the warrant around, but she did, okay, so this morning she had me come in and add another bill for the cleaners just to make sure that they're all paid.
But it's here.
It is here, yep. The warrant is updated, it's ready to go.
What's the name of our cleaners currently?
Southern Vermont.
It's the one right on the top.
Southern Vermont Property Management? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's two invoices here.
Yeah, he said he changed it.
I added in the second one.
Because he was just giving you a heads up if we had already looked at it, which we didn't.
If they were sent ahead of time.
Okay, so let's pass some of this around. How much you want?
Here, I'll split with Stacy.
I already looked at them.
Oh, Beth has been.
Okay.
So you go through that, I'll go through this.
Oh, here, let's go from the back of yours.
What kind of warrants are you reviewing?
They're
These are the
bills.
bills, which this is called,
Oh, it's just what it was on the...
Warrant Report 93319. It's the bills, 7/1/25 to 11/19/25. Can't crazy, huh? That's a weird way to phrase it. 11/19/25 warrants. The warrant is 93319. How would I know? You don't go beep, beep, beep in my phone.
No, I literally, I went down. It was quick.
Like the last time?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, what the heck's that?
I don't know, it's about 2 hours.
Most of this is Hampton's.
I guess I cut more than I should have.
Well, you thought you were dividing it into 4.
Yeah.
You'll have the video, Tom. But
Have to be
they're not, sometimes she can't make it, or it's a weird meeting and they don't
okay.
come, so. Whatever works for you, Caroline.
Thank you.
Stone's falling good. We don't go on fun outings, so what you do.
Yeah, they're all classes. The food
This
usually
was-
isn't great.
This was too, I think, but they all went out to eat
Was that when they were in Denver?
in Colorado.
Yeah.
Chocanos, breakfast.
They're just reviewing the bills to make sure that they're correct, and they have no questions.
Review of bills and invoices?
Yeah, so that's the warrant, which is, this is what it looks like when we sign it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then we sign right here. But the warrant number is always up here.
Do I have to record that?
I would put, well, when somebody makes a motion, they're gonna give you that number.
Okay.
Al, did you find that other one?
No, but I'm gonna bring it up.
Okay.
Just put ones on the back.
I'm pretty sure it was,
No idea.
Yeah, I have to check.
Tasers.
where do we know?
Yeah, I
Tell you, look through this, next time they go on a trip, I want to go with them.
Yep.
Okay, here.
No.
Good morning.
Really?
Oh, I should put in my.
I don't think that's on the. No, it was the last meeting we approved it.
The last meeting.
Yes. Yeah, and it was only one check, it wasn't two now.
One was 40 something. Or the one.
Didn't seem like that was that.
Is this call, so you're done with this?
Yeah.
Are you good?
I don't know what the order was.
Just looking to see that.
Doesn't
To
matter.
make sure there's not tax on there, or if we question a bill,
Oh, okay.
that we get to ask what it is. Because Debbie can't write checks without our approval.
Okay. Makes sense.
No, it's Scott coming up in the elevator, I'm sure.
No, there's somebody on the steps. Or maybe it's,
When you mentioned about the Alexandria Bosnia, did someone second it? Or did you just suggest it gets added to new
I
business?
just suggested it gets added,
Okay.
because then we'll actually vote on it when we review it.
You still have that paper?
Oh, thank you, yes.
Just come up with that.
So you'll have to make sure you put the names of everything.
Yeah,
You got all mine?
yeah.
Okay, Scott, just.
This is the,
okay. Is there a motion to approve the warrant 93319 as presented?
I make a motion to approve the warrant.
Is there a second?
I second.
Great. turn it around for signatures.
So,
Yes, Teresa.
I have a question
Yeah.
about, from your last meeting,
From the budget meeting?
no, your last regular meeting,
Yeah.
there was a check being held, and there was going to be a paper signed between that meeting and this meeting to issue that check from
Hunter,
Hunter.
yeah.
Was that done?
As far as I know, it was.
So-
I did sign it.
Okay, well, I think it should be in the minutes somewhere, the pay order number and the check for the amount, because it seemed to be a little bit discretionary here as to what the exact amount was going to be.
No,
Yes, it did,
contract,
Bill.
not discretionary. It was whether or not,
There was all over the place as to how much was going to get paid, if it was going to get paid, when it was going to get paid, how it was going to get paid. So I just think the minutes should reflect, because it's on a pay order somewhere, right?
as I said, I didn't see it or sign it. so-
Stuart and I signed it the next day, so Teresa, that
So
would
there
have
you go.
been on the 6th.
So
I don't know the amount or the pay order
But
number.
like you have this warrant in the minutes,
Yeah.
that one should be in there as well.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't have
It's
it.
supposed to be,
Right,
but
I
we don't
just-
have that information right now. It is supposed to be.
Right, okay, I just want to make sure that, I assume it was
Right.
done, because it was
Yes.
supposed to be, that's right, yes. Okay, so,
Yeah, I think I recall, I wanted to hold it till the work was completed, but that's besides the point. It didn't happen.
Because it was about the grass seed you were concerned
it was
about.
about the,
But-
yes, the winter
Yes,
rye
it was
versus...
winter rye and then spring, and then
Right,
spring seeding
right,
as
and
well.
Stuart had talked them out of using the winter rye, so late in the season, yes. I have it in my notes, I mean, I can look it up, but I just wanted to make sure that somewhere the pay order is reflected in the minutes and the amount, just because I think
Right,
that's...
so that would have to show up at the next meeting because we don't have it. So you have
Yeah,
to send a note to
Okay,
Deb
well,
or
then I'll bring it up, I'll bring it up at the
Al.
next meeting if you
Al
want.
just got a note because you're the
Yeah,
assistant
I'll dig
treasurer.
through it tomorrow.
Yeah, and we just gave you, oh, you have it, yeah.
Yep, I got the bills, so I can pay those tomorrow too.
Great,
Or
Al.
tonight.
Thank you.
Are we clear then that that's going to come up at the next meeting? I just want to
Yes.
be sure.
Yes.
Al's got your back there, Teresa.
Yes,
He's
I want
got,
you to have my back, Bill.
I'm just a sit-in right now. What are you talking about?
because that was the only bill on that pay order we signed.
Right.
And
Yes.
I didn't sign it, I didn't see it, so, I mean, Beth and Stuart did it, and Al's gonna get a copy of it to put
Right.
it.
Remember, I reminded you folks that you could do that in between meetings. So Stuart said, oh yes, that's right, we can do that.
Yeah, no, we know we can do that.
I know.
We sign them a lot, but it only takes one person to sign it. I guess 2 people signed it.
We did because it was $500,000
But neither of us.
basically, and we just felt more comfortable with both of us signing it.
You're both here, and then you could sign it, but didn't
The
need
select
it.
board is supposed to retroactively go back and approve.
Thank you,
After that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what's this?
That's, oh, here.
I'll look forward to that.
That's Bosna.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna read it beforehand.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, SEVEDS presentation.
Hello, do you want me to
You can sit up
closer?
there right
Yeah.
next to
In the
Alyssa.
hot seat here, can I come right?
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Is that bad for your, okay, you get the back of my head. That's fine. Okay, so thank you. I think I came here last year again, so thank you for having us. We send a funding request every year, which has been included as an appropriation at town meeting. For SEVEDS, we ask every town in our region for $3 per person, and so thank you for supporting that for many years, and we like to kind of give an accounting of what we do. So SEVEDS is a nonprofit organization that looks at regional economic development, what's needed for economic development in the region, and contracts with BDCC because SEVEDS has no staff to do kind of the back-end payroll, and then helps inform programs that BDCC runs throughout the region. So BDCC's work encompasses a few things. One is business development, and then we also do workforce development, and then we also do community development. So really all aspects of economic development. So how does that affect Winhall? What have we done in the past year? First of all, for business development, I come with a request. Maybe you can help me or point me to the right person, but we formed a Wyndham Business Support Coalition that has business leaders from communities all around the region that meet on a monthly basis over Zoom to really just sort of bring our services to everyone's doorsteps and also work together to see what's needed. And so Danny, our Director of Business Programs, said if there is a business owner or economic development community champion in Winhall, we would love to have someone from Winhall on that. So if there's someone that comes to mind, or I can share my contact information and share that down with Danny, but we would love to.
Do they have to be a business owner in Winhall?
Not necessarily, but someone who is, would be a champion for business, whatever, just sort of helping support businesses, what's needed. So really that group just meets to talk about what we're doing, what services we're doing. We have people from Deerfield Valley, and we're people, from Londonderry. So we're really trying to just get people from every, community on that coalition, because it really helps us inform our work, and then it helps us bring our work to your doorstep and kind of helps understand who should be at events and where we should plan those and when would be good timing. So that was her request, is if there's a business owner or a business in Winhall or sort of a community champion that would be appropriate to be on that group, please, we'd love to.
So if you could share your information over.
I will, I'll share that
It was in the email I forwarded.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect,
so-
and then we'll kind of look around town and see, maybe we have a couple people.
That would be great. No, that would be really great, because that's just a way for us to just kind of have that communication and just to kind of form those contacts and get those community champions, and then that when we deliver our programs, it's more effective that way. So thank you for that. We'll follow up on that. And then I have been in, when I run the summer.
11:13 email from Lisa.
Great, thank you. So I run a program called the Southern Vermont Economy Project, which really works to build capacity for community development. And so I know we've done, you do municipal leader network events. So I have 2 upcoming events you guys might be interested in. I don't know if we can pass these around. But this is, we have just scheduled this for December. We have the Vermont League of Cities and Towns Municipal Operations team coming on a Zoom to just talk about all the resources they have for people. So it's just a nice way to directly connect with them. And then we have an in-person event December 2nd. I'm betting it's not going to snow till after that, down in Wilmington, but this is to talk about economic development specifically for all towns of all sizes. We'll have our director and the director of Bennington County Regional Commission talking about sort of their perspective on economic development. We'll have someone from the CHIP Community Housing Infrastructure Program there to give a deep dive into what that program, it's a new program, can offer communities to support housing development and more. So that's December 2nd. They're free. It's in Wilmington. It's a bit of a kick, but it's not going to snow. It'll be great. After that, I'm getting my snow tires on the next day, so we know it's not going to snow. Anyway, so that's just the kind of work we do. I did a program here in Winhall this summer. We were just talking about, I did a board development workshop at the Winhall Community Arts Center. It was great. We had 11 or 12 people really just digging from local organizations, digging into ways they can strengthen their boards and functions. So that was great. Like I said, love driving in the summer here when you can see where you are. It's time of darkness now, but that was a great event we did in June, I think, June, July. Anyway, the summer, it was lovely. Really enjoyed doing that. And so any chances we have to get up and support local organizations, we love that. So any questions, concerns, things we should be following?
Are you still offering the classes for municipal officials? Like you had those,
Yes.
those 4 classes, I think it was, that you could take, like if you wanted to get on a board?
Yes,
or-
we just wrapped that up. So
Okay.
come on, get on board. It was great. My plan is to do it again next fall. So
Okay.
I will reach out again, and we do try and move those around. So like we make everybody drive at least once. So we'll have like one in Manchester, and then all the Londonderry up here people thank us because that's pretty close. And then we'll have, we had one in Saxons River, we had one in Wilmington, and we had one in Williamsville. So we move it around. We make it a long drive for everybody sometimes, but not everybody every time. And it's a great program. Love doing it. So my plan is it's in my work plan to do it again next fall. So September, and it's 4 sessions, and it's really a great program. So yes, we would love to have. We had a couple people from Londonderry this time. We'd love to have Winhall people. Just really help support people in realizing how they can fit into, whether that's being on a board or being on a municipal board or a nonprofit board or just helping support a community project. I run that program, it's my baby, and it's really fun to do. And we had a lot of people who were fairly new to Vermont at this time, and it was really valuable for them. So if there's people from Winhall that want to take it,
I thought it was a great opportunity for someone who doesn't know to open their eyes, know what they're gonna get involved in, know their options.
yes. Yes, they rarely go straight to the select board from that program because
Yeah.
then they've realized, but we're like, find a board that's a good place to start and get in. And so we're happy to see people join, planning commission or conservation commission or, even a library board or something like that, just to kind of become hooked into the community. And we set them out with a plan to say, what is your plan? What are you gonna do? How can we help you? So, yes, that should be next fall.
Okay, great.
So Adam's letter is asking for 2,304, but
Yes.
not that it's a big deal, but you're in our budget for 2,307.
Okay, I think it
Yes,
maybe
just
went
so you know.
down,
No, that's all.
whatever you would like to do.
That's all. It's in the
up.
budget.
Okay.
No one's complaining
No
about
one's
it. Just
complaining.
notice that
Okay.
you're asking for 2,304 and you're in for
Would you mind
2,307.
passing those
Yeah.
over?
I
Which
have
the way
extra
you
copies of
calculate
these
things
too.
would be an additional person.
Oh, I don't know what
$3
happened.
per person, I don't know.
Somebody, the spreadsheet, the formula is wrong in that spreadsheet. I don't know, I'll double check that.
No, I mean, it's not an issue, I'm just saying.
We did adjust some, so I don't know if it adjusted or,
Well, this letter was,
okay, we had a typo in Jamaica's for years that it was 51 instead of 15, so we just are like, okay, fine. So, whatever you put it in for, we're very grateful, thank you.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's been that same number for years.
Yeah. So
the
maybe,
2,307, yeah.
maybe
even
the population, I have it based on.
The letter from Adam,
768.
the executive director says 2,304, but we've been
Yes.
giving you 2,307 for the last,
It might have just been a typo.
Might have been, well, also.
oh, the 2,304.
Oh, I think we
I thought.
updated, no, we updated everybody based on newer census data, so your property may have changed by a person.
No, we usually go up several.
Okay, well,
We're not a one-person registration for voting anymore. That's very rare these days.
however it works out, we thank you for putting that on there and supporting it, and we're happy to, does anyone want annual report? I could leave a couple
Sure.
more. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Pass those around, I think I brought enough.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely, always
And
happy.
I'm sorry, what was your first name again?
Meg.
Meg.
Yeah. Everyone got one? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take
Got that one? Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, and you can leave, put those in the office, take them home, read them. So this is something I know it looks really fancy, but we designed it ourselves. It's a labor of love. Put it together, everyone has to put in their little bits and yeah. So we enjoy doing that. So thank you. If there's anything else, let me know. I'm always happy to see people at our municipal leader things, and any needs, let us know. And yes, well, if someone has a recommendation for a business person to join that, we'd be happy to include. Yeah, so.
Great, thank you.
much.
Thank you for all your hard work doing
I appreciate
everything.
it. No, we love what we do, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So this is highway department report and
Is
discussion.
there any public?
Oh, did we have any public comments though? It's not listed here, actually. That's funny.
I have a public comment. It's about the town appropriation, so
Yeah.
happy to speak on it now, or
We're down in the budget section a long time later, but
Or do
you're
you
welcome
want
to
to,
come up
you
next.
guys are
I'd rather
busy.
do it now.
They got
so I
things
can
going on with
Get
their,
out of
And we
here.
all do, but
Well,
sure,
yeah,
I have no problem with
different.
Hannah coming up, because this came up, I think the reason this came up is because Beth requested that any organization, 501c3 or otherwise, that gets more than $2,500 needs to provide us their full financials.
That's totally fine.
Right, so that's what I think.
Not really why I'm here, partially why I'm
Not an
here.
issue.
Oh.
We have no problem, the
Okay, because I don't think we got, there was
a.
a message from your mom back and forth that we didn't get the full financials.
Yeah, they're putting it together, that
We
was
weren't
a
asked for the full financials, we tried to clarify beforehand, and no one told us we needed a profit and loss.
It just
We're working on
happened.
it right now.
It just came up. We didn't do this in prior years. This is
Yeah.
a new requirement.
Well, we would have provided that to begin with if we had been told that's what we needed to provide.
completely understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, mine is more just along the lines of, I understand there's a bit of discussion around the amount of funding that the community center might get this year.
not any more than any other organization that we're going over.
Okay, well, that's fine. I have a couple words, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So I just want to remind everyone.
Come up, sit up here.
Okay. I wrote some notes because I know I can blabber on.
I mean, you're in for 45,000.
Yes, and that's what's still on the table right now being discussed. There's no change in the amount of funding that the community center
Hasn't
is
happened, no.
gonna
We
receive.
only had one budget meeting, it was yesterday night, and no.
No, I think you're right, Ann, I
I think there was a
change.
conversation about
There was a
changing the
conversation.
amount of money that the community
There-
center might
There wasn't a
receive.
conversation about changing it, there was a conversation about the amount of support that the community center provides, and as opposed to other 501c3s that we also have in town.
It, actually, last night it went down to 30,000.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
that's
I
why
have
I-
in my
Is that-
notes.
I did
is
not
that
write
40
that.
Is that
That was not
45?
voted,
Did
yeah,
not-
that
This
was-
is the new.
Right, but I'm saying from last night, when I took minutes on everything here,
Yeah,
and
I
we were
did-
discussing the 501c3s, that was the amount, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
the
assuming.
idea
I
that
did not
every
know that we
501c3.
Yeah, I didn't write that. I didn't know we decided on
We did.
lowering it.
I didn't write it in
It's
the master.
not it's not in the record of
Must
on
have been
Beth's
my
paper. So
misunderstanding.
Beth is
I
requiring that
think
you
you
provide
asked.
financials, and Beth dropped you down to 30,000. So I
That's
think we
kinda
should
why I'm
just
here.
take Beth out of
Not
the picture
what-
for now.
That's not really what happened.
At all what happened.
Go ahead,
I would
Stephanie.
love to hear what you would have,
Sure.
what you would like to say,
Yeah.
because there was discussion.
Yeah.
As there should be about everything.
Right.
But I would
Yes.
love to hear,
Absolutely.
And mostly
And you
related
have
to the
okay.
fairgrounds, which is a 501c3 also.
it doesn't matter. It
Right,
just-
so
just
let
have
me
one
just
person
say,
talk at once.
yeah, I'm gonna just start
Yes, I'm the
this.
chair, and I
have-
decide that you don't talk.
I'm
You
asking
talk.
you.
Thank you. I have maybe like 2 minutes of thoughts, if you'll let me just finish my thoughts, and then we can, you guys can all discuss amongst
Please
each
do.
other. I know I say controversial things and everybody wants to interrupt me, so I would like to just kind of get it done.
Thank you.
So I just want to remind, because there's 2 new select board members here, first of all, at the town meeting last year, it was approved $45,000 for the Winhall Community Center. When I came and sat, my mom was really ill last year, so she couldn't be part of this appropriation process. I came and I sat and I spoke with everyone, and nobody batted an eye at that request. Everybody agreed on the value that the community center provides to this community. And Beth did too, right? You were sitting behind me, I remember that
Yes,
conversation.
no, I actually
Yeah.
suggested
Yeah,
because
yeah, you were in full
because
support
of
of
your
it.
mom's situation, yeah.
And so what that brought up was that my mom right now is, along with Jess, who's here, is essentially running that community center, which is a full-time job for free, very little funding. Now that we've received, an increase in funding last year, I think it was $27,000, something
It
along
was
those lines.
26,250, it was 28,750, I'm looking at the wrong, like 26,250, and then we kicked it up to 45. But the note from your mother says
They have
that
not-
you didn't get
they have
the
not
45
received
yet.
that funding
So you
yet.
talked to Deb, because she is,
I believe that she will. This happened hours before I'm coming to sit with you. So they're going to figure out where that money is.
It's gotta be lost.
But I just would like to point out that
because I think Deb said it was cut back in August.
No, it was a couple, it was
I don't
like a
think so,
month
because the
ago.
food shelf just received
Yeah.
that check as well from the appropriations.
Alex, yeah, sure, you're assistant treasurer.
Pull stuff.
Yeah, just to see, I mean, because I saw a note from somebody that said, and I have to go through my emails, but it was after this came up, and somebody said, is it lost in the mail?
That was me.
Because
Yeah.
it was already
Yeah,
cut.
the community center hasn't received it. They just checked the bank statement.
So-
There's nobody received that check.
So Al is gonna check and see if it was
Perfect.
cut.
Okay.
'Cause, I mean,
They were all
Yeah.
cut. We
I think
approved them.
my
It was
point
cut.
still stands that now the appropriation process is happening again, and there's been no time in which the community center has received that sum of funding in order to show the town what can be done with that $45,000. So and the idea as well with that $45,000 was that was going to be a base sum, so that the director and assistant director of the community center could take a small part-time salary in order to run the center, full well knowing that my mom is not going to be able to run this community center for free forever. And the idea was that the center is providing enough value and benefit to this town that the town would like to continue seeing it operate well into the future. That was the idea behind the $45,000.
Still in the budget.
Yes, yeah, it's in the budget, but apparently there's even confusion about how much it's gonna be. So,
It's
I believe, as I think other people do also, that when you're going through the appropriation process, you need to look at each nonprofit as an individual entity and not be comparing a nonprofit to a nonprofit just because they're a nonprofit, right? And based on their merits, their financials, the value to the local community and the town of Winhall. And I'm concerned that that might not be the conversation that was happening last night.
I don't think that's what happened last night, but I lose my memory a lot. Al, do you have an answer on that?
So I have on October 30th, a check was cut to the Winhall Community Arts Center for $45,000.
Do you know where?
Do you know where it was? Yeah.
That I can double check on, but I do know that there was a check and it was sent out. So I would have to do a little bit more digging, but there was a $45,000 check.
When?
October 30th.
Yeah, I'd like to know where it was sent
So-
to, because they haven't received it.
So
It hasn't been cashed.
what you may need
so.
to do
It might have been
is,
sent to like the building address maybe or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I will double check that. I'll add that to my list to do tomorrow.
Yeah, because
that requires a little deeper digging.
Al, what you may need to do is you may need to terminate that check with the bank, which is a small fee.
Yep.
And then reissue it and just hand deliver it to somebody.
Yeah,
yeah,
anyone can, you can message me, I'll come
we'll
pick it
figure that
up.
out.
Jess can pick it up, or
Yeah.
anyone can pick it up.
Yeah, so I'll put that in my notes to double check where it was sent tomorrow and then.
Yeah, I thought I saw it was cut. It was not cut and sent.
Yeah.
I think so.
It makes sense, yeah, thank you, because I know the food shelf received theirs, so. I
That's a lot of
think
money floating
the
around.
main reason I wanted to come is because I was a little disappointed to hear that there might be discussions about like, oh, maybe they only need 30,000, or, you know, other nonprofits might be getting more money and so, or less money, and so they should be getting less money. I don't think that that is a responsible way to go about this process. And the idea was never that the community center was going to continue coming to the select board asking for increasing funding year over year. The idea was that that would be the baseline so that the center can run efficiently, and they can then have people who can put more time and energy and resources into individual fundraising for the community center as they need additional funds, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm a little bit concerned that the Winhall Industrial Society is asking for $2,000 in the 2022 season, and that number has increased to $20,000 as of the last budgeting season. And given that trend, I don't know what they're asking for this year, but I'm concerned.
30,000.
30,000. They're asking for 30,000.
The Winhall Industrial Site is asking for 30,000.
And so is there a reason that it was suggested that the community center would also only receive 30,000?
I'm not sure where are you getting the suggestion
Beth
from?
just said that she said that.
I'm looking,
At the
I'm
meeting last
reading the
night.
minutes
So
of the meeting from
it-
last night.
it
There is
can-
nothing in our minutes that say anything other than Beth asking for 30,000 for, and the Winhall Fire Department going to 92,000, and the Bonneville Fair going to 30,000. And it says discussions about 501c3 organizations and how much should be given to them. Julie suggests raising Meals on Wheels to 1,000, which is a no-brainer. Went down through each line on that sheet. That's what our minutes say.
Okay, but
You're inherent on
Beth
things for
just said that part of
45,000.
the discussion was.
So I'm not sure, now where did you, like, we weren't on film, we didn't have a recording, the minutes weren't up, so where?
I talked to Laura. Laura asked me.
Oh, okay, there you
And it's
go.
And it's a public
Because I was
meeting,
like-
so it doesn't matter how I found out. Anyone
No, it
sitting in
matters
your
why we
audience
got
could have told
an
me
email
that.
from, don't get all hostile about it, I'm asking a simple
I
question.
still haven't been able to finish what I wanted to say because you keep interrupting, but
Okay. I mean, your mother
that
sent a
maybe
very
you
clear
can provide
letter.
more clarity,
Your
because that's
mother-
what I'm concerned about,
Your mother
right?
sent
is-
an extremely clear letter to us last night, or this morning, 9:11 a.m.
And I'm here to follow up on that and have
Right.
the conversation because she can't be here today.
But you're
And
in
she's
for
very
40.
concerned that she can't be here to have this conversation. And I would like if Beth could just explain like where that came from, why we're talking about
Right.
dropping that down before they even received that funding, to prove to the select board and the town that that funding is going to an incredibly valuable place.
I don't recall talking about dropping it down, and it's not in our minutes. I didn't know. Julie?
It must have been in my imagination, Hannah, but I'm pretty sure I had that conversation out loud last night with the board, but apparently.
There was lots of discussion about.
Stacy, you got anything?
I do.
Okay.
I know that there was talk about changing numbers or discussing changing numbers.
I have question marks written next to it because we were waiting for the complete financials.
Okay.
There was no decisions made, there was no changes made. It was simply to see, just to discuss things. It was a discussion, nothing has changed.
And it wasn't the community art center, it was in relationship to all the, like minutes say, all the 501c3s in town.
Right, need to provide their financials.
Well, well, anyone that gets more than $2,500, that's what the rule is.
We were discussing everybody, all the or whatever they are, the 501c3.
Yeah.
Yes. But
Receiving the same amount of funding.
No.
No.
Okay.
No, that's not how I took it.
Okay.
No, I took it as we didn't make a decision about the art center because we didn't have the complete financial one.
Yep.
And we wanted to get the whole spectrum before we did anything. So I appreciate you and your mother letting us know your concerns
Yeah.
and everything. I think it's important. I want to hear from you guys in order to make these choices.
When do you need, we still didn't get an answer when that profit loss statement needs to be into you guys so that you
I'm
can make
actually working
that
on that,
decision.
so I would just, I would like some clarity.
Okay.
When exactly are you going to talk about?
No, when
next?
when is our next?
Friday.
Oh, okay.
Profit and loss, revenue and expenses, but I talked to somebody on the phone about something else, but yeah, however do you do QuickBooks?
That would be a Jess question.
We have it now moving forward. We don't have it for the past year.
Okay, so you have no financials for the
No,
last
I do.
year?
I have financials. We didn't have QuickBooks set up, and we're all volunteers. We're doing the best we can.
Yes.
So, yes, we do have records that I'm working on getting all organized. To do the profit and loss, I have it pretty much done. I just need my board's approval on it. I spent all last night and today doing it.
And that should be, it's just like a one-pager profit and loss, easy.
Yep, absolutely. That's what I have.
I was going to
just need
say,
have it approved.
before the next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sure we know when that is, but we could certainly get a date to you as soon as we know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would have been great if we knew that we needed to do that.
No, it should have been more clear in the emails
We
going out
asked
what we
specifically.
wanted. So our apologies, so apologize for the
It's a new
board.
thing, it just started, but the reason for it is,
It makes sense
the
why
reason
you
for it
want
is because when we
It
go to
makes-
town meeting,
No one's fighting that. It
nobody
makes
has any
sense.
question about the community center providing incredible service to our town, 365 days a year, basically.
Yeah.
But and so it's not gonna come up with no one at town meeting is gonna say, well, what's the community center?
Right.
I mean, they
Right.
know what the community center is. But in all of these organizations, there's some accountability, and that's why Beth said, we need to see financials from everyone, so that if somebody says to us, well, what are they spending the money on? We don't go,
No, for sure. I think a profit and loss statement,
No,
especially when you're getting large sums of money, makes total sense. It just was kind of thrown in left field, hey, by the way, we need this, when they had asked initially, what exactly do you need for the town appropriations process? And it wasn't given, and then I think maybe there was a little bit of just confusion around, are they gonna lose that funding that they haven't even yet been able to utilize?
Well, it got sent and it's gone somewhere.
Check into PO Box 622.
That's my parents' personal PO box.
Yeah,
Well, then
that's our
sure.
address.
That's the address for the community
Okay,
center.
well, we'll have to look and see.
But we didn't-
I don't believe we got a check. Okay. Is it possible if it's missing?
Well, it's out.
Can we get a new check
Well,
written and then?
we just talked about
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I would have to talk to Debbie about that, but yeah.
All right, well then we'll follow up with you on that front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a small cancellation fee, but I'm sure we'll eat that.
We could eat that too.
Probably if you send an email to Debbie.
Okay.
Just so she has clarity.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Awesome.
is treasurer@winhall.org.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that pretty much settles it then. I think if there's any,
Yeah, I just want to say that I am trying to dig into all of these things and trying to figure out, I'd like to hear from you and your mom to know what's going on. But to see some of these bigger numbers, I just personally want to know what's happening with it. So it's not a direct attack on the art center by any means. I just want to make that clear that
I don't think that was anybody's
No.
intention to make you get defensive or have your, have to feel like you need to stand your ground, because that wasn't the case at
Okay,
all.
yeah.
It's just, we're looking at all the numbers and helping the whole community.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And again, like so grateful for the support that the community provides. We just wanted to be really
Absolutely.
sure and clear that that funding is not going anywhere. And if there's conversation of it going somewhere and you need the community center, I'm not on the board or anything, I'm just here as a public person, just to kind of stand up for what the community center does at this time. But if there's questions about that value and there's, you're unable, I think when you see the financials, it'll be abundantly clear.
I think it's just a question of where the money is spent, it's not a question of what to do.
Yeah,
Everybody knows
absolutely.
what
And keep in mind too, the funding they received last year wasn't that $45,000, it was only the 20.
It was 26,250.
Right, exactly, so, yeah, that's what the profit loss will show for last year.
Awesome.
If there's any questions, Jess is also here to answer some.
Yeah, I just came to be here if anybody had any questions about any of that.
Cool.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Al's got something.
I think this isn't directly about the community arts center, but the whole reason, correct me if I'm wrong, that this came up was because of the visiting nurses that stopped providing service and we're still getting paid. That's the whole reason that we're doing all of this now.
I don't know if it's the whole reason, but it's certainly, we paid the Visiting Nurses Association for 3 years and they weren't servicing our town because they had stopped and we didn't even know.
Yeah, that's
Nobody told us, no one notified us. But I think the reason is what Beth said, we need to be able to explain when we're standing up there, there's, 5 people sitting across the table at town meeting and somebody says, okay, I love the community center, where's this money going?
No, it makes sense. Like, I don't think anyone's questioning why you as a board would want to understand where that money's going. So yeah.
I don't even know if we care so much, but
You should care.
We care enough because there potentially are constituents that get up and ask questions. You've been to town meetings.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's not that many questions. Sometimes we get through it really fast, and sometimes we don't. But well, thank you, Hannah. I think that was great.
Awesome.
And
Thank
nothing
you.
has changed.
Good.
So
That's what I wanted to hear, was that nothing has changed.
Right.
And
At the moment, that doesn't mean it wouldn't, but
so if
I'm not
you're
expecting it
discussing changing it, is that it just happens and that's it, and there's no way for the community center to stand up for the value that they're providing?
It would be announced that we're discussing the budget again.
Okay.
Yeah.
They would get
So
a
it's public.
notification.
Yeah, last night was public.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on top of that, when we have town meeting, and it's only happened, I've been here, I don't know, you've been here your whole life, I've been here like 38 years, and at town meeting, the constituents
Right, I know,
can
ask
on their own,
questions and-
they can increase the budget line item. So they can say, what? 45? That's not enough. We need to give them 55, anything.
Right.
We've done it in the past, probably half a dozen times that I can think of. We've
One
changed.
time in the
change
20
the budget.
years I've been here.
I've never seen it happen, but I believe
No,
that.
100%, it does. And it,
Okay,
yeah.
great. Well, thank you.
Right
I
on the
appreciate
floor.
it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Hannah.
Yeah, but you're just getting that back before it gets lost in the shuffle, thank you.
Yeah. Okay then. Are we highway department report and discussion?
I'm gonna try to just.
All good? All's good?
Well, ish. So, my line striker battle is carrying on.
Well, can they, just as a stupid question, can they strike?
The conversations I had with them last week again, that they're hoping by maybe the end of this week, the weather's gonna be warm enough that they're gonna come and try and do it.
They poured cement in front of my office today.
The only road that will not get a center line on it is Old Town Road, because that is done by the state. And apparently the state contract runs out October 10th, which I found out. So.
Oh, so they're done.
So on Old Town, nothing.
It'll get the fog lines, but it
Okay.
won't get the center line.
Well, the fog lines are good. That's fun.
As long as these guys, after having conversations with the state, when they found out who we were using, their response was, oh.
Why? They have a problem? Doesn't work well? It didn't work well in Stratton, but that was...
Well, that's...
something.
It's not that, it's just they were
There's a
trying
ring.
to be careful, but they just said, oh, as far as using this company, to use caution. And I said,
Have we ever had a problem with them?
no, but I have had communication issues with them at this point, because as soon as our roads got done paving, I was on trying to communicate with them and
Get the lines in.
2.5, 3 weeks to get a hold of them to actually get somebody to say, oh, because they live in a different world down towards Boston. So they don't understand that we plowed Monday and we had snow the week before. So
We gotta get on it before they.
correct.
Right.
So it's been kind of a little bit of a struggle, but I'm actively trying to get them to,
Have we paid them for the line striping already?
no.
So they do the fog lines on Old Town Road, Upper Taylor. Do they do the access road?
They do they do Winhall Hollow Road, Old Town Road, the access road and Upper Taylor Hill Road, but they also do a center line on Upper Taylor Hill Road because the state does the class 2s, which definition, and I might be off a little bit, but the basic definition is a road that connects town to town. They don't do Upper Taylor, but they do Old Town Road. Do I call them up and fight them about it? Because at that point, it's a wash.
Yeah.
Do we pay for Old Town Road or pay for Upper Taylor Hill Road? So I mean, for years, listen, I've had this discussion about that, so it's just kind of a wash at the end of the day. So, trying. That's the best I can say at this point. But now I know that the state, we have to push harder to get our paving done, to get our state roads painted, because their contracts run out October 2nd. So by ours not paving, not getting done till October, the guy kind of laughed at me a little bit and says, well, sorry. So there's that.
So they have us on the list for like first thing next year?
The state?
Yeah.
You don't put, they'll just show up and
Oh, okay.
they do their center lines, and I did find out that they no longer, for years, they used to have us call them and say, okay, we're paving Winhall Hollow Road this year. And they would not paint it. Then they wanted this thing where it was cheaper for them to come back and paint after we paved, even though they painted. Now they've gone back to the other way where they want us to let them know that we're paving roads so they can try to
Coordinate the.
It's a state. It's very complicated. So, because like they painted Old Town Road before we paved it.
Yeah.
Then they showed up to finish the bottom half of the access road while the rollers were still on it, rolling it. So that's the state. It's very complicated. As we did discuss last night, I just wanted to bring it up again in a recorded meeting. We're going to be sending the grader out to have some work done to it. There's a seal that's gone. They have to pull the motor and everything. And I was just looking at my calendar and realizing the end of the month is next week. So I'm hoping to send the grader out. I'm just trying to hold on to it in case we get some warm weather, try to touch up some more potholes and stuff. Try to make a valid attempt on it. But they told me that the price estimated is $7,500.
Does that go down to Springfield, Trevor?
Correct.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to ship it down and back, so, it's gonna be another $1,500, $2,000 in shipping alone, so. But just so you guys are aware when that comes in.
Yep.
So $7,500 plus the shipping.
Correct. And that's just their estimate. Once you get into it, they might find something else.
Scott, Alex.
Just curious, how long do they think it's gonna take to?
They didn't give me a timeline on that.
But they have to take the whole back end off, right? Is that what you're
Basically,
saying?
they basically stripped the whole machine down to get in what I know it's kind of odd to say for the 30-cent seal.
No, you said it last night.
It's
It's just a hard spot to
It's a
get to.
bad spot.
But it is what it is.
Correct.
Can't do it any other way,
Right.
so.
We started getting our salt deliveries and stuff, so that's starting to trickle in a little bit, and we've been using it, as you can tell. And depending on who shows up tomorrow and Friday, because it is hunting season, so we're gonna try to get they've got all the driveways aproned for paving. We're gonna go around and start shimming up and with the dirt and stuff and try to make the transitions a little simpler and stuff on them. We've got all of our road aprons done. But now we just have to go back and do the driveways and stuff, make those a little smoother transition. So, pretty much we're just waiting for weather. It's hit or miss at this point. And we'll go from there.
All right. Thanks. Anyone have anything else for Trevor?
No. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Scott.
Okay.
door. Then I did read the report.
You did?
Nonsense.
I started to go through it.
Bullshit. I have questions for you about it. Okay, so, I did inform Beth last week. I had got a hold of Joe Corstone from Walker. He said the windows are due the week of the 24th. They're planning on starting it right away and should be no problem to finish quickly.
Great.
So that's that.
So that the ARPA funds that we need to use before the year ends, it's all gonna happen.
And they finished the salt shed?
They're just waiting for the vent. There's an aluminum vent up in the peak, but it's a custom-made job. So they're waiting for that to come but the wall is done.
Okay.
The wall's repaired.
You're talking November 24th, so they're gonna do it over Thanksgiving?
I would assume.
Okay. When they get here, Scott, and I guess I could ask Joe if that's okay with you, just like when they'll do the section in the town clerk's office, just so I don't have the vault open with dust and noise and we can bag our computers and...
Yep. I also stopped and saw Homestead, told them to butcher the bushes.
Yep, they did. They're all done.
They didn't do it the way I wanted it done. I told them to cut them right to ground level, but they said no. They didn't think that was a good idea. I like to trim bushes out. I don't have to worry about it.
They grow back.
Brush pile's gone. I had no issues, but I did want to kind of just touch on it. So from the time I started it until the time I got the pit area cleaned up, it entails over a week of work.
Yeah, I saw you there, like,
It's,
every day.
yeah, it's a process. We did get our report from the state, from Mia, whatever the hell her name was. Malinowski or something.
No transfer station?
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as,
Do you have any issues?
oh yeah, it's
You
the
always find
state,
something.
you know, it's the state.
You gotta have issues.
So, as always, the same thing that we fight all the time. There was some litter in the woods, which I had cleaned it up, but it's back anyways, because.
Did she see how did she see how the box is caged in now to keep the bears out?
Well, that wasn't it. It was down on the other end. It's down on your open top 35 yarders. You get light material, you get
Blows
wind,
off.
and it blows off. You fight it all the time. She
Right.
happened to be there and it was there. So, the state of Vermont now has categorized mattresses as solid waste. We can no longer store them on the ground. I am going to need to purchase a container.
Just for
another metal
mattresses.
container to put them in. Because will not, and they did ding us on that, even though we didn't know that they had literally just made that decision that mattresses are considered MSW and therefore they can no longer be stored on the ground.
What does the M stand for? So it's solid waste.
But it's kind of weird, because it's not like they degrade into the ground.
Yeah,
They burn in the ground anyways, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So then she kind of backtracked a little bit when I said that, and she said, well, if they end up being recycled downstream, well, now you're making more sense, because yes, if you leave them on the ground, they absorb water, it's gonna be hard to recycle them. But that's not how she put it across, is that they're now considered solid waste, can't be stored on the ground.
Okay, but if you put them all in a container and it rains and they're all wet, soaking in the container,
Well,
they're gonna be
no,
wet.
it has to be a
Covered
container, yeah. I
Oh, it's a covered
can't-
container.
I'm gonna have to get another metal bin,
Then it's
like
covered.
I have, that has a door on
Like
it.
the compost, where you keep the
Yeah.
compost? That should be fun getting those in there.
I thought about like, oh, maybe I could put them down in the electric barn. Well, then when you go to cap a box, that means you have to go down there, you have to drag 12 of them up across the yard to throw them on a box, where if there was a box right there, you'd just reach in and grab them out, cap them on the box. I have not reached out to Casella's Randy Dupont to see what one would cost. I can imagine it's probably gonna be between 6 and 7 grand. Because the last ones we got, I think, were 54.
put that into your budget request.
But, well, here's the thing, I got 14 days to do this.
Oh, good. Oh, my.
Oh, that's what she
Yeah.
said.
The report.
The report says, these are the things that have to be done in 14 days. The litter that was in the woods, which is already done. Containerize the mattresses, add a spill kit in your battery storage for damaged batteries, add labels to e-waste gaylords. 2 gaylords that didn't have a label on them, and she lost her fucking mind over it, so. But they are supposed to be labeled. But those things are no big
Could you
deal.
explain what a Gaylord is?
So a gaylord is it's what we pack the electronics into.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a
I didn't know that's what it was
Yep,
called.
it's literally a 4 by 4 by 4 foot deep,
Yeah.
heavy cardboard
Yeah,
box.
I've
They call them
seen 'em.
gaylords.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
And they have hooks underneath.
They
to-
fit
to lift
right,
them
well,
up.
they fit right on your 4 by 4 pallet.
Right.
So you pop them on a pallet, you fill them up, you use your forks, you put them in the barn.
Yeah,
and
I've
then
seen them. I
Didn't
just
know
didn't
that.
know that was their official
Yeah,
name.
official name.
Yep, that is their official name. Yeah.
Alex, you have a
Yep.
question?
Scott, sorry, I'm late. So,
Oh, that works.
no, just out
Used to
there, here, I'll
think
just
it's like
sit in
5 or
this
6
chair.
grand for one of those boxes. Would we be able to pick up
Here,
a
I'll
ski
move
box
over this
for, I think those are running just under 3 grand. Maybe just use that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna explore the options, you know, of what's out
Yep.
there but I'm kind of banged up against a time crunch here of like, I mean, what I could do, I guess, is I could make room in the electric barn,
They're all good.
fire them in there for the time being, and then that makes us meet the mandate that, yes, they are now covered.
Because you want the pictures.
Is it ideal? No,
added this.
not the least, but it would.
We added this.
I'm sorry, Scott, did you say in the electric?
In the electric
Yeah.
barn, I could make
Yep.
room there to put them in there
Yep.
for now. It's not ideal because then what'll happen is when, as I continue to push the electronics in there, the 4 by 4, I'm gonna start running in, because what we found, even though it's a pretty good sized building, when you roll in there with the loader, with the forks on it, you don't have access to the sides. You can't crank it so you pretty much only have down the center.
Yep.
So I could make it work for now until, because 14 days is not a lot of
No.
time to get it, but I can do that for now and then deal with a metal box or something.
When does your 14 days, when did it actually start? When you received the paperwork?
Receive the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this?
So what it is that,
The 19th.
they came and reviewed our SWIFT and the state came down
They came
and
today,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
the main thing that was a concern was that the mattresses are no longer allowed to be sitting on the ground at all. They have to be boxed, just like similar to the way the boxes are closed off with our compost.
Yeah.
So Scott has to go to Casella and buy a box, but he has 14
Somewhere
days.
and buy a box.
He has 14 days to take
right.
care of it.
Yeah, 14 days to take care of the 4 things, and then you have 30
One was
days
garbage in the woods, which you took care of
to
already.
deal with the other stuff that is more like administrative paper stuff, which some of it I don't understand, because one of them was, please request amendment to permit to include Sunday 9 to 4 operating hours.
That's always been in our permit.
It's in our permit, literally hangs on the wall right there in the station, so I'm not sure what that is.
That's gonna
Apparently,
take some time too.
she says we're exceeding our annual tonnage limits.
Exceeding our annual what?
Tonnage limits. So in your certification, Lisa, we have to literally fill out how many tons of
Does it gas?
material.
'Cause you
Yeah,
don't
pretty
know.
much.
It's over 5 years out, we're planning
It's a
for the next
whack.
5 years.
So you're kind of guessing
It's a
what
whack.
you
You can't
think
figure it.
you're gonna get. So sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't.
But with the influx of people over the past 5 years, that clearly we were gonna go over that, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, but they make a big hoo-ha about it. you know,
I'm sure they
because
do.
We're
I
not
just-
magic
I just-
genies at this.
And do you get penalized, like if you put in some crazy high number and you don't meet that? Or you're supposed to be as close to the money as you
They want you to be as accurate as
Yeah.
you can. I don't know why.
What difference
but
does it make?
It's the state.
I mean, the tonnage is the tonnage. Whatever you actually end up with is the tonnage. What's the difference?
We're over tonnage, so put the rest of it on the road.
Exactly, would they rather see it on the side of the road?
Yeah, I mean.
No, I'm just wonder what the point is.
I don't know if it's because I've never really looked into it, and I don't know if it's because there's different classifications when you get into it as to certain tonnages, that maybe they want you to do something different or have some different
Probably a
kind of.
different level of certification.
Yeah, that's what I'm
different
thinking it is
That's probably it.
about. Then they had this thing about, please submit annual financial condition report. I never even heard of that. You heard
I
of
can
that?
send them the audit.
Well, that's what it does say. It says, they can be the same as the town's annual auditor's report.
Oh, so that'll work.
They want to make sure that we have the closure cost estimate somewhere budgeted in the reserves or something.
That's all that is just to make sure.
I think so.
So your
If you
closure,
send it to them, then we'll find out if they want something else.
Yeah.
your closure cost is if we shut that station down tomorrow, we are supposed to have money enough set aside to take care of everything that's on there, revert it back.
You'd think it was Vermont Yankees that they were shutting down.
Oh, I'm telling you. The other thing my Q2 retract report in the 2024 e-cycles. Really? I thought I did that.
I don't know.
You're gonna get an e-bike?
We just did the 2023. So,
Yeah, so
they're 2 or 3 years.
So every quarter I have to add up the tonnages that we've shipped out, and I go on this website, it's called Retract, and you fill this form in on what it is. Now the funny thing is about this is that Casella has to do the exact same thing. So they get it from us, they get it from Casella, they get it from.
Casella does yours?
Yeah, Casella
I mean,
has to say, they keep a record.
Town by town.
They give me the record, so they
sure.
send in the numbers, we send in the numbers. It's.
Then we send an annual report.
And then an
This is all the
annual
numbers,
one.
all the
Sounds
numbers.
all the numbers.
Sounds like a make-work project.
Yeah.
Checks and balances.
The thing of it is, if you miss one, then the hate mail starts, and you've never seen nothing like it. It's like, oh my God, you have just released a nuclear bomb. So you're a couple, 3 days out from when it was due. I mean, geez and crow. I liked it when because Dennis would argue all the time with Barb Schwentner, the law enforcement person, that it was ridiculous because you're getting the same tonnages from the provider, and Dennis would wait right up until she was ready to write him a notice of incompliance before he would send them in. I was like, I don't quite dare to do that, but over the years I've gotten a little bit, so I'm not. But that's minor. Most everything on there is not huge, really.
No, they just don't give you much time to actually accomplish and purchase that box.
No, they pretty much, you have to jump right on it and you have to get like immediately active and get your stuff done, because we have to take pictures to show that we have done it. So we did have a little blow off the boxes. For some reason we got a lot of insulation in, and so I'm supposed to warm up tomorrow. So Friday, I'll get that done. I'll quick take pictures. Can I take them with my phone?
Yeah.
Then email
Yeah,
them?
and then, yes, send them, yeah, perfect.
I'll take pictures of that. I'll quick, the labels are no big deal. We spray glue, we slap the label on it, and what you have to do is you just mark on there your start collection date. We'll do that, we'll get that out of the way, and then we'll work on redoing whatever. I should be able to get the top part done this weekend, to get the 14-day stuff out of the way.
What are the consequences, say you didn't get the box here in time or whatever?
You start flirting around with your certification.
Okay, I didn't know if it was a fine or...
No, it's worse than a fine when they start talking about revoking your certification, because then that just brings it right to an end.
Yep.
And they know that, so they know that they have you. You will do this or else.
Yeah.
But all in all, I didn't think it was too awful bad. I've seen worse.
Do they give you notice that they're coming, or no, they boom, show up? Yeah.
No. She drove all the way down from Burlington that
Ooh,
day.
oh boy, oh, it just pops in.
Oh yeah, that's the way they always are.
I mean, I guess it
Popping
makes sense,
inspections,
but-
you do not know
Wow.
when they're coming because, so the best thing to do, or what I've learned over the years
Always
is.
be in compliance.
Well, yeah, but if you know you have something, like that bear had just hit that C&D box and I knew that bag was down there, I immediately took her right to it and I showed it to her. It's better if you know you've got
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple things that, yeah, just take them right there and say, hey,
This
open
happened.
your buildings up.
Right.
You wanna look in here? Go ahead. Because,
Yeah, you're not gonna hide something.
So the spill tray for the batteries, is that what she's talking out on the shelf?
no, so a lot of times people will just leave lead acid batteries because they don't know what else to do with them. So we find them. We put them usually down in the electric barn.
You're talking car batteries?
Yeah, and we take them out of there. And we had a couple in there that we had found. Same thing with propane tanks, 20 pounders. They love to leave them behind a building or
Well, I was gonna say,
whatever.
where are you finding them?
Because they don't
Behind
know
the
what to
building?
do with it.
So they just hide them?
They could
They
ask.
just drop them wherever. So we had a couple in there and the first thing she asked me was like, well, do you have a spill kit for this? And I was like, oh shit, no. So really the fact that they're not even supposed to be there and she didn't ding me for that, but just said you need to get a spill kit, I was kind of like, ooh, yeah, okay.
Which is what, just a tray?
Nah, it's probably an absorbent, it probably is a tray that's acid impervious, and then it's probably an absorbent that you, cause like we have to have one for hydraulic oil. We have a spill kit for if one of the hoses blows on a machine, you have all the stuff you need, your booms to put out and all of that stuff. I mean, we have lockout, tag out kits for the electric. So, yeah, I mean, it's just more compliance, that's all. I don't think.
They're so worried about something like this, but yet when Burlington has a problem with their sewer plant, they dump 3 million gallons of sewage into
Well,
Lake Champlain.
you know,
That's okay.
That's fine.
We don't worry about that.
Bennington, DuPont and everything, just pollute every groundwater source there is, but that's fine. And that's all right, if that's, to me, that's a lesser evil, right? I gotta get a battery spill kit. Okay.
No, I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I've never really seen one either, so, but I'm thinking that Kimball Martin, who we deal with, is probably, because the other thing I did, because the SDS binders now, they want them in an actual SDS binder that says SDS sheet. Those of you that don't know, SDS is your safety data sheets for any chemicals that you or the people you work with may be exposed to. So I had Lissa order me a fancy one from Staples that's white with red letters that says SDS notebook on it to hit that compliance piece. But it's just, yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of little crap. Stuart had called me earlier and said if you wanted to quickly run through my budget stuff, because it's just really
This is the
nothing.
that we just got tonight.
Oh, do you have a new one of these for Stuart sitting there?
Sorry,
It was with his agenda.
I just gave him mine.
There was a spare with his agenda.
we've got some.
Yeah, we're good, Scott.
I mean, I just thought while he was here.
Here, this is yours.
Oh, thank you. Good, I feel better.
You might want to look at it later.
I feel better, yes.
And take hers with him.
Bathroom reading.
I mean, obviously you guys know my stuff is scattered all over the budget, buildings to whatever. The buildings are what the buildings are, right? I mean, you have electricity, gas, repair and maintenance, and telephone and internet. I guess you cut the electricity and then we'll just only operate buildings from
Daytime.
8 to 10 or in the daytime or whatever. So I mean, we never, unless you guys want to talk about it, we never really discuss, because it's been pretty much a general rule. We just kind of roll with about 10% onto it, because usually your electricity goes up, your heating goes up, your whatever. For the buildings, the only thing that, like on for budgeting, and I went through and I did look at everything and I looked at what the actuals were from before. I didn't see anything that was hellacious or egregious.
No, Scott, the one thing I asked for last night, for the cemetery maintenance, because I have to do that wall.
Oh, yeah.
And that is $10,000 itself, so I had asked for the cemetery maintenance of $41,400 to go up to 20, just because.
We have to do the wall.
We have to do the wall. I mean, that's, yeah, so if that's okay, I know that's your line item, but
No.
working under you in that cemetery capacity,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that that was okay with you, so if
I
we can
got
raise
enough.
that one up.
Yeah, I got enough shit to look at. I mean, I'm happy that you're looking after that stuff in the graveyards.
So in your municipal facilities reserve fund,
Okay.
we've put in 50 grand for the last several budgets, but this year 10,000?
Yeah,
The ARPA monies did get put into that before we, 200,
Right.
whatever the ARPA funds are in there to do the repairs.
Right, but we're gonna wait, I don't know what the amount is currently right now.
We got that last night.
Too. It is.
Well, the
Can you
reserve
pass
funds are
that
here
down
on
to
the
Scott?
back page of this.
That's as of last night, Scott.
So, of that 193, you're gonna take out another 108,000, because that's what's left in the ARPA for him.
That's for the building.
So you're 100 and something thousand. I got news for you. If you're gonna do anything with your buildings, you
I wasn't
really-
questioning what was in there, I was questioning why you went down.
Well, I didn't suggest that number.
I threw that in there because I wasn't sure how much needed to.
Right, I mean,
It's
if
just a
it was me,
placeholder.
I would just keep it the same, because nothing's going down.
No.
We still have two sides of the 4-bay.
So that 10 should be 50.
Yeah, I would keep it at 50.
So you can adjust that later.
Got it.
And then the only other one was the transfer station maintenance fund. I'm wondering if we can't bump that 5 up to something more like 10.
I'm sorry, Scott, which number?
Transportation maintenance fund is third from the
Transfer
bottom.
station maintenance fund.
63,000.
It says 555.
So is that like if you have to buy a new compactor?
Right, so last time I had to buy a new compactor, I wiped that fund completely out.
Well, what
Now, I am
about the
looking-
box?
Well, that's what I'm
You
looking
said it's about
for,
seven
is that
or 8 grand.
air burner, but I didn't know what the rest of your budget was shaping up to be, so I didn't wanna go like hog crazy on that item. But I do think that that air burner is gonna have to be purchased at some time in the future, because that's kind of why I brought up that whole thing.
Yeah, you spent a whole
From
week
start to
sitting
finish,
at it,
I'm a
I get
whole
it.
week, and not 8-hour days. I'm
No, you were there, you
12-hour
were on, you
days
basically were on that side of the road tending
to
that
get it,
fire for a week.
You know, cleaned
Yeah.
up. And I'm trying to think.
Pushing it together,
Well,
cleaning up.
yeah, trying to think ahead as to, you know, what you're gonna do in the future.
Could you,
But the maintenance fund, just to step back for a second, so the maintenance fund's at 5, we wanna change that to
I think you should go up on it, because.
what? I mean, you're already gonna spend 7 for the box that you're now required to
so
get with doors on it.
15 or 20?
Yeah, 15, 20 would be.
Just
I mean,
make it 20.
because if something happens, one of your compactors break.
So the last one we got, Stuart, was $36,000. And that was a small one, that was a 2-yarder. That was a dinky one. Our trash bagger's like a 3.5 yarder, they're running about 42.
So you just upped that to 20 in the sheets, so thank you.
The other one, Scott, was the cemetery restoration fund, the 63,015. I asked to raise that to 12, mainly because we have headstones in Middletown that are gonna need repair.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm gonna get to them, but if we put it in that fund, then we'll have that money in there, if that's okay with you.
That's not.
That's at 10 right
That
there.
shit done.
Yes,
That'll do you half a dozen.
yeah.
No, but that was at 10 to do the not to do the stones, that was at 10 to do the
Wall.
wall.
Right.
No, the wall is in the other.
The wall is in the cemetery restoration.
That's what I'm looking at.
No, it's in the cemetery fund over
Oh, it's
here.
in the maintenance.
Yes.
Yes, got it.
Okay, that's what it is.
Couple of different
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
But I just figured if we, if we suddenly had a headstone, like we have that one that's got the holes in it.
And generally what happens is that each, like that one with the holes in it, if it's tipping, they'll fill back in
Yeah.
under it and it becomes,
Well, and something could happen to those stones at the top when they redo that wall. Like, they could,
yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know how the one with all the bullet holes through it even stands up. I mean,
No.
there's so much that isn't just.
So are you asking for the 10 to be 12?
Yes.
So let's make it 12. And I mean, it's all temporary right now, so let's do that.
Well, just because we haven't really done cemetery maintenance like that. I mean, we cleaned the headstones, but we've never done any maintenance.
We did, when I first took over, they were just getting done with, they had filled in a bunch of graves at the Middletown one, they had cleaned, they had readjusted stones. That was the last time.
I think that's the worst of the two cemeteries from what I've looked at.
So in that same line item, I'm just confused, because so the 25, 26 request was 50, but I'm not seeing an actual
I'm sorry, where are you, Bill?
on your, oh, I'm sorry, that says housing reserve. I was in the wrong line. I jumped. Said 510. So the 10 is now 12. Is that it, or? Is that what it is? 10 is now 12.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't have. I just work with every you give me.
Okay, we can fix that. Well, the problem is, this is still, if we had a crystal ball that wasn't broken, it would help, because we're planning for next year. I mean, this isn't, we don't even know what the winter's gonna bring, say nothing about what it brings next
I mean,
summer.
I'm banking on the fact that your Packers are all fairly new by Packer age. I mean, the last one we replaced was over 30 years old.
So the other thing, Scott, just because you weren't there last night, and Doug came and explained to us that our current grand list that we're using right now when we're doing these calculations is about a 7 million 1, 2, right? But our assessed values are, he said, about 54%. So when the assess goes up, when all these assessments go up, not everybody's taxes are gonna go up. But when all the assessments go up, our actual tax rate will drop down significantly. I mean, likely way below what we were at last year. So it's not gonna feel as, we'll have to explain it to people, because people are gonna see their assessments, and they're gonna see their assessments in huge numbers, because everything's been way under assessed. I mean, I closed on places assessed at, 445 that closed for $1.1 million. There's nutsy numbers out there. So everyone's assessments are gonna go up. What they don't understand, and I went through this in many towns when they go through reassessment, people call and go, whoa, what am I gonna do? So I said, well, until you know what your tax rate is, your actual taxes are not necessarily going up. I mean, the normal concept in tax certiorari work is when you do a full townwide reassessment, a third go up in taxes, a third go down, a third stay the same. That's right. So, I mean, we'll see, but as far as, I'm just saying, our numbers, you're not hurting anybody by making sure that you're covered.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just, I don't, if I don't need it, I don't need it.
No, I get that, and it's appreciated.
Right, I mean, it's not, if the furnace doesn't blow, then you're in good shape. If it does, then we have to fix it.
Well, and that's kind of why, since the advent of the municipal reserve fund, it really is a cushion, because if for some reason you do blow a furnace, if you do lose something, you can push back on that to help that out. I mean, if like Bill says, and the tax rate goes down next year, I'm probably gonna ask for 2 or 3 golf carts, maybe another tractor.
Well, and a new fridge in the office and some.
Yeah, that is something that we are looking into, though, is the water company. Our current water company has sent me an email for the station. They no longer are gonna carry the coffee pods that we use in their machine. So we're looking at switching or doing something because
Great, because our coffee machine is broken downstairs, and I assume that's on lease,
I
right?
think.
It's rented by the month.
So they need to come and, they might as well just come and pick it up if we notice them,
They have
because
to
it's
do all of them at once.
great.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. I mean, why bother renting those machines? They're not providing us.
It's not like coffee machine, I'm just confused. That's like K-cup machines or
No,
They look
pod
like a
machines?
tea bag, kind
Yeah.
of, they're round.
They're 100% recyclable.
The ideal, the
Yeah, but so
idea
is
of it
everything
was
I
to get
buy
away
from
from a K-cup that
IGA.
I can't recycle.
I buy recycling pods. All my pods are compostable.
So, yeah. but-
It just seems funny to lease a coffee making machine.
Well, because
Guess
these
that's the
coffee
thought
makers are
somewhere.
made by Bunn, which is industrial.
Commercial.
You can't get, the general public can't get these machines, they're industrial machines, so they came out with them and they were great when they worked.
I have a Keurig that's supposed to make lattes, but I don't even drink or know how to make them, but.
Have you heard back, I'm assuming it's the plumbers that will change out that pipe outside of Debbie's window, that propane
I
pipe?
have not been able to get a hold of M&M
Okay.
in 2 weeks.
Okay.
All I get is an answer machine or something else, so I'm thinking I'm probably gonna.
I just know it gets so hot in there, and you know, sometimes she just
Well,
likes to
it's-
crack the window and she literally can't open it because it
Well, the other
comes
thing
right
is
in the
it's not-
window.
It's not code.
Right, it's not cold. So the exhaust
It's
out
not-
back literally is like right underneath her window.
It's not supposed to be so close to a window or a basement window.
Yeah.
So whether, I don't know if we put it up to the,
I
to
think.
the roof, if
I
that
think
makes it cold.
before, when I had talked to, I forget who I was talking to, and that's what they said, you could go up, that gets it away from windows, what have you, and that meets, because I think it's 15 feet or some, 10 feet, something that has to be away
You
from
should
that.
think if, have you sent them letters or not, or just got conversations? I'm just thinking that if they get a letter that says they're not complying with the code and come and
Well,
fix
no,
it,
it's not up to them to
No.
comply with the code, it's up to me to get us to.
they're the
It
ones
was,
that do it.
no, it was Russell Corporation when they redid this
Right.
building, that's how they
Right,
left
who
it.
does the fix now?
I use M&M, plumbing and heating now.
Well, this last week is deer season.
Yeah, but this has gone on since, and, well, I guess I heard that their main guy down there that was working in the office is quit or something and everything, and then.
Well, let's try to get a hold of
down
them
and
and see what you can do.
topsy-turvy or whatever.
If not, we'll have to find somebody else.
It was kind of like Kramer, right? I mean, a year ago, 2 years ago, he was to put us on automatic cleaning of the furnace at the community center.
Yeah, I've seen
I
it.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these guys are, I got nothing good to say about any of them right now, because I can't get anybody to come.
Is that furnace, Scott, like my furnace will literally at 366 days will shut down?
No, that one doesn't do that. What happened was with that one is that sometimes like in your furnaces with you lose water.
Okay.
And what happened was is it got low on water and it shut down. And then when I got him there and he's like, oh yeah, no, I see what's going on. He goes, well, you know, this furnace should be clean. And I was like, well, you're the dude that put it in. And he's like, well, we could put you on an automatic, you know, every fall cleaning schedule where we just come and do it. And I was like, perfect, sign us up. Yep, not a problem.
But he hasn't come yet. It falls over.
Well, 2 years.
Oh, we didn't come last year either.
No. So I gotta burn the phone line up.
Put a
and see
reminder
if I
out
can
there.
Find somebody out there that's, and maybe just go with a regular HVAC company
I
instead
wonder,
of phone.
if nothing else, maybe John, maybe Evan Carroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I mean,
heard he's doing really good.
he's-
so-
Mechanical's been doing it in my place for ever.
No.
And I have his direct line if you get in a jam.
That I think that might be a route to go, is just get away from the plumbers,
If worse comes to worse, I mean,
I do too.
Other than that, I don't.
will he answer yours tonight?
Always.
Anything is-
Okay, well,
I've never had a problem with that.
Great.
all right, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Sparky, I don't know what's, I mean, he got up and replaced my heaters in the shacks that burned out, but Jesus, he's not getting the other stuff done.
Of course,
quick.
I still have John on.
But that is something that we have to do too, though, is we have to clean that
Go through this.
elevator out, because that will, they will
Ding us,
hard on that.
Yep. What was I gonna ask you? Oh, I put a bill in your box for the bathroom lock when Dan did that,
Yep.
when the lock was broken.
I'll sign it off
Yep,
and get it.
yep, I just wanted to let you know I put that in
was
there
just-
today.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I emptied everything out.
Yeah, no, no,
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Okay, what do we,
You're on old business. We just finished Scott, so.
so we got short-term rental?
Short-term rentals, ordinance, contracts, proposal. I think it's more just a discussion.
Yeah, I think,
I did want to say something. So you sent me and Alyssa, and I don't think, I find it hard to believe that it would have come differently to you, but you forwarded Dave's
Oh, I asked
documents.
for him to send it because they.
No, you forwarded Dave's documents to us, but there's no, you didn't forward, you didn't include.
attachment didn't
You didn't
come?
include any attachments.
I asked him for them, so
Oh,
I
you
got
did?
them and I'll send them to you.
Oh, okay, I just wondered, I don't necessarily need them, I just was like letting Christie know that didn't work.
Is that the new company?
it's
Yeah.
the new
Dave.
company.
Well-
They sent their, it's a 2-page, they sent their
Oh, this is
24-hour
a-
hotline, how it works, so.
Yeah, that didn't
I thought you said Dave, so I was wondering
Yeah, Dave.
which Dave we were dealing with.
Yeah, well, I didn't know.
So this is a different
Different company,
agency
yep.
in, over GovOS.
It is, and Alyssa and I had a meeting
His name is Dave Brown.
with Dave, and I was impressed. I was like,
Yeah,
what-
absolutely.
So they basically, the difference between them and GovOS is this is what they do. So they're not trying to take over towns and do more than the whole rental. They have their own, they have a very different approach. They actually don't ask us for our grand list. They actually give us what they're seeing as listings, and then they break down the number of listings, meaning they look at, the Airbnb, the VRBO, these different sites, and they say, okay, well, if a house is listed on each of those sites, it counts as 4 listings. So you get this big number of listings, which I thought was interesting, but then when he narrows down to what's actually active, he had something like, 450 or something listings, but 212 were live when I took it, so it's not, it's
So is that how we got to the 400 before?
probably.
Because
I had to
because
guess.
I found it
That's-
hard to believe that there were
There are
400 in this
400.
town, but that's what
And so
everybody was saying.
So it's
Well, partly
probably-
is when you go online and you go to look for an Airbnb in Winhall, you also get a lot of properties in Stratton. So when you're counting,
So I felt like when I read the proposals, I mean, it's been years now, but when we looked at it, that's what GovOS promised. So what happened?
GovOS has been,
So we signed up for something they don't do?
no.
They
do
do, but
that.
they're not very good at it, because I've come across.
So what happened with your recent, you did just, I didn't, sorry to cut you off, but I'm just trying to get everybody out at some point, unless you're running it now.
No, you're running it. Go
Forever.
for it. Keep going.
So-
It's all on you.
So I was gonna be out before you got here.
Yeah, well, I can leave.
Didn't work. I saw you had copied us in, I think Lisa too, and so with your complaints to GovOS, like, here, what happened to these 6, 7, 10, here's another 20?
And
That
they
did not-
basically,
You
didn't
get you haven't-
I had a conversation, but it's all, in the next quarter, what's it gonna cost to put these, to add these people? And what I've since found out, because I had a conversation with the one that I talked about at the budget last night, with there's a lot of locals who are renting, who are just not on Airbnb, it's on a private, listing site. And there are so many other listing sites, and so when I was speaking with Dave, because I had another conversation with him separately yesterday, I asked him, I said, are you going to charge us if I give you, a handful of websites? Will you guys scan those too? And he said they would. So, and their contract, their pricing, I think is, much more, it's actually very fair, very competitive. It's $17,100 for the annual. It's got a 60-day cancellation.
There's some add-ons to that.
The add-on is the, if you want to do the hotline, the phone and, that hotline. And, right now, when I read through the hotline, I don't know if it is or is not necessary. I have to look at it a little more. And the reason I say that is I'm getting people right now, and they just send me an email. They send me, whether it's a link or a
Oh, you get something from people that are complaining about garbage?
Yeah, and some people don't want to identify themselves, and some people do. And so I'm trying to figure out, I think about it, and obviously you guys think about it, but I don't know if the hotline is $45 worth of value.
So GovOS changed, so I went on Saturday to talk to Dave before they had their meetings, because I wanted to in person find out what the process was, and that raises another question I had for you. But so when I talked to him, he explained stuff that we weren't aware of. Is that so GovOS and another GovOS type company were all bought up by Newman, which is a huge hedge fund buying up, just like they do all over, buying up real estate, buying up companies. So they bought them up. The other thing is, like Christy said, GovOS does not do just short-term rentals. They would take over all municipal taxes, they take over the town clerk's job.
Wow.
They take over everything in the town.
Which isn't what we want.
No, which isn't what we need. And Dave's and Deckard that's all they do. I mean, that could change in time. I don't know. It didn't seem like it in my conversation.
Unless they have a merger with.
Unless somebody buys them out.
They actually have two guys, because he's connecting me with two guys from GovOS, because I was asking him point blank. I said, I posed the question to the one individual that I can reach with some frequency at GovOS, and we meet, and he helps me through things when I need help. But I was trying to ask very tactfully, is there a way to save sort of the information that we have on GovOS? And it didn't go through clearly. So anyway, I spoke with David Deckard, and he has two guys who used to work at GovOS. So.
Did he tell you how? Because that was my follow-up question. Have you figured out how to download
So to the
there?
extent that there may be some way, which there's got to be some way in my book. Otherwise, I've also started my own spreadsheet, so I'm just keeping track. I created one, and then those guys may very well be able to help.
Dave was extremely clear that in his system, you certainly can do that. Download all of your data.
Right.
It's your data. It's not their data. And he was adamant that you'd be able to do that on GovOS. But you'd have to know how. Right. and
that's the other thing is that the Deckard system, just looking at it, appears to be much simpler in how it works, how it's run, than the GovOS system, which is like,
So how much longer do we have on the contract with GovOS?
So GovOS until April 4th. April.
So how long do we have to give them notice?
So their suggestion was, and I think
January.
the timeline was to say, okay, we're gonna, sign with you guys, come to an agreement, as early as December.
With the new ones?
With the new ones.
Yeah, he said they should be up
there's a bridge time
January.
to get up and running, so it's a smooth transition.
Yeah.
And I think, I know that in the budget, there was $30,000 for the 25 to 26 years, so if they end up costing 17.1 or I think 23, whatever, I'd tack on the 4,500, then, the money does exist to do it, and then we give GovOS notice once we've tried to move as much data as we can, and also there's some, training, because it is a different platform, but I think in the end of the day, and they're managing, I want to say 7 or 8 other towns in Vermont.
So
they're actually, almost every town I've been to is using Deckard.
Yep.
So,
Which wasn't true when we signed with GovOS.
Well, there weren't very many towns doing it, and we were going based on Marcel's choice of this seemed.
Well, at
And
the
the town
time-
that was doing it,
We read
using GovOS,
everything.
was Killington, which is a very similar town to ours, so I think that's
It
where
was Woodstock that was using it and
they switched.
Yeah.
But Killington is still using
So-
GovOS, and they're a similar town to ours, and I think that's why Marcel
yeah,
chose to.
well, whatever. I mean, it may have been the best there was at the time.
Yeah.
It appears GovOS is not our solution at this point. I think that we should get prepared, and you've already brought in a lot of money, and if we have to, I mean, I know that we have to budget it to do it, but you've brought in a lot of money with this program, and if we have to use some of that money to switch this thing over, we have to do it. And I recommend that we go ahead and make sure that we are within our timeline of dropping them
Right.
and get this other agency online to get as much information and start pushing Gov to give us as much information as possible.
I'm just not sure what you're saying, so, I mean, if it was possible, it would be great to just start with Deckard and notify GovOS and Numo that we're done with them. But
When we've comfortably transitioned over to Deckard.
And get as much information
I
out.
don't know, the question is, you have to be able to get the Numo information out of their system to give it to.
So
Deckard.
the irony is, there's not, I mean, even if I got zero information from GovOS, I spoke with Doug and I have the most recent assessors, or the most recent grand list with the most recent addresses, because I ran into all kinds of trouble with having wrong addresses. So I've been starting to do my own updates. Like, we don't need that information. It's helpful to get some of it, but we don't have to have it. What would be helpful would be to start the training, the process, everything with Deckard. Like I said, get through Thanksgiving, but maybe literally in December, consider signing the contract and just start. I think it's probably, he said it's like a 3-month to up and running, but he thinks it could go more quickly because I'm familiar.
Well, because you're in place.
Well, and his proposal was much faster than.
Yeah, well, it was a 12, maybe.
Just a few.
No, it was 12 weeks, it was 3 months. It was, yeah, but I think it could go max, but I think it could go more quickly. It's really it's really just making a decision.
So how do you transition? I mean, I guess it's just details, but everybody who's in the system now has a license number.
Right.
So
there's a few things to work out.
do you have all the license numbers that everybody has?
I have everything.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So,
I have
okay.
all of the.
So other than you may have to manually input them.
Is Dave's system going to require different license numbers because of their system?
I haven't gotten that far. I mean, we touched on that, but I mean, it's all workable. I mean, at some point when you transition, obviously something has to align with it, but it's really the parcel ID for the properties will help make that transition with the names. And, and right now, I mean, I'm doing more than GovOS. I'm tracking people, but word's out, because I've got people coming in and sending me notes saying, I just bought a property, I want to, do my short-term rental, how do I do it? So that's good,
no, it's out there.
And then I have others, like I made a phone call with the ones who were, advertising for the high-end stuff, and, the word was, well, nobody's renting for more than 14 days. I mean, this is something that's tough, because
Well, that's fine, as long as they don't.
As long as they don't, but it's hard to know.
You can't drive by every day for 14 days.
No, but Dave said that his system tracks that.
He may be able to pick up on that differently.
Right.
I also have a number of addresses, online, sites that I'm going to ask him before signing the contract, will you please include these sites? And I asked him that question because I did have this other meeting with him yesterday, and he said that they would. He said they wouldn't get scraped as frequently as they scrape the big ones, but he would add the other ones that are obviously in this area, and they might be equally advantageous for him to scrape them for Dover, for, other people who also,
Oh, you mean for some of his other towns, and he has Londonderry, Dover, Wilmington, I mean, there's a lot of them.
Do you think that we're catching all of the properties along the Jamaica line? Because I know that a lot of those show up as being in Jamaica
Say
on
Jamaica.
Benson, Fuller,
Yeah.
Jamie Lane,
Or
Upper
not.
Taylor Hill. And I think that's because the mail comes that way.
Yeah.
So they all have Jamaica addresses.
Right.
And I think, Julie, yours.
Yeah,
when they
that's
come
why
down-
we don't do it, because it is a
Yeah.
it's better now, but it's a nightmare, because if a place uses the USPS system, they insist I live in Jamaica, and I'm
right.
like, just trust me.
You live in Jamaica,
And
you can't be on the board.
The other section would be down on the Manchester line, like,
yeah.
what about the old Skylines Lodge?
Right. Yeah,
That-
they're in Winhall.
Are they
Yeah.
registered?
Yeah.
They are,
Registered,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, great.
The one that's tricky for me is the red fox is like a gray zone right now. I'm trying to figure that out. So there's some
We know it was gonna be complicated,
It's-
and you're the woman for the job.
yeah. Well,
Okay,
let me tell you,
so-
it's time consuming. That's
so-
the thing. It's just.
I think we should be prepared to drop GovOS. We should get into a contract with this, answer as many of these questions, get as much information as you can out of GovOS, even if we have to input it. It'd be nice if we didn't have to input it. It'd be nice if we could merge it. But I think we should be prepared to make the move
I think
and
what
drop
I'll do
GovOS.
is if it's okay with you guys, what I'll do is I'll plan to talk to the two gentlemen who used to work at GovOS, who now work at Deckard, right after Thanksgiving, and see how, if there's an easy way to export, import, or, just come up with
There
a
should
plan.
be.
Yep.
And then, if it's okay, maybe Alyssa and I can talk to Deckard about timing more concisely to see if it's okay to sign a contract.
So that was a motion.
A second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Okay.
So the one thing, though, is cutting off GovOS. You already have a hard time getting through to them. If you need anything, I think, that overlap is going to
Well,
be important, because
We don't have to tell them we're dropping them yet.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't let the cat out of the bag. Huh? I don't think they're tuning in.
Probably not.
But you just
Yeah,
get as much
that's-
info out of them as you
yeah,
can, and we'll go from there. But I think that we should pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think so too. It's much more cost effective too.
All right.
And it does better product for
So-
what we need.
Is Christie and Alyssa gonna negotiate the contract on that?
Well, the contract's already out. We already have
The
it.
proposal is out.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
It's just reading,
All right,
make
so
sure we're happy.
I would say
And I
go
want to
for
make sure
it.
that the other sites are included, so that they automatically have this.
So you've got to negotiate that with them and see if they're gonna add it.
Yeah.
Without, don't say, well, we're ready to, you can say,
Right.
we're getting ready to sign,
Right.
we want this stuff included.
Yes.
Without
Yeah.
an
And
upcharge.
Christie mentioned, or you said, that we have, a lot of money has come in. Well, the budgeted money to come in was 400,000.
That had nothing, well, yes, you're right.
What do we have now?
As of October 31st, we have 164,000.
Right.
But that was, you're talking two, and then this year was to be 200,000, and I think we'll get to 200,000 for this year.
Well, I'm sorry, that's in our budget now? Is that what
That's
it's-
in your
200 is for the
what you're
current
expecting
budget,
for the
I
current
believe.
budget, yeah.
But still, that 400 from last year that we didn't get any of
Right.
went into it came out of the general fund. Like that 400,000 was just a big deficit.
Right.
Wasn't it? It was a song like that.
So it's in revenues, there's somewhere short-term rentals here someplace.
First page down.
On the first-
32,150.
I put one.
There you go, right, so it was 400,000, right? And now we're looking at 200.
Right,
Like,
Actually, this is saying 100.
yeah.
the
That's
current
for
one,
next
that's
year.
for next year.
I think you could.
Yeah, but why would it be 100?
I think, well, you're,
It's already-
yeah, I think it would be probably, I think you could comfortably put in 150.
We
We're
are
talking
also,
about
we are gonna,
reducing the fee.
renewal, the
And
renewal.
First time, renewals.
First time has to be the same.
First
or
time
it's
has
not
to be
there.
the same, so you could split it and do 125, and I think you'd be comfortably get the 125.
Yeah, it's just a question of budgeting. You put in a bigger number and then,
You don't get it, then you're behind.
Right.
Exactly.
So you can leave 100 and be happy if you get more. You can do whatever you want.
Well,
I
no.
would do the short-term, the reserve fund. I saw that, which I had missed yesterday. I know it has $25,000 in it.
Yep.
And I thought that it might not be a bad idea to put 10 in there. I don't think you need to add to it regularly, but if we are going to reduce the renewal fees potentially, and if anything does come up, then it's nice to
Legal.
have a little
That was
something.
for
So I was going to
legal.
suggest 10,000.
Yep.
But that's your call, you guys.
Well, the legal is if we had legal issues,
That's why we put money in this fund.
where are you?
In anticipation of somebody taking a step.
Short-term rental reserve, 32,250 in reserve funds. You're on
Very
the
last page.
Didn't we do
No.
this because of
second
the
to
grader?
last page.
Replacing the grader.
Oh, yeah, short-term reserve fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reserve fund wasn't provided. That's why we have such high fees initially starting out. That's why we have the 500 a bedroom, 1,000 minimum, 4,000 maximum, because we anticipated paying legal fees to fight with some people, which we haven't had to do yet so much, but I'm still not sure we're past
That
that.
doesn't mean we're out of the.
Right, so the reason that was there, and that's the 165 that's there, it's not necessarily a reserve fund, or we could move stuff from there into the reserve fund, because otherwise, what's the short-term rental revenue fund for? I mean,
The reserve fund was for legal fees, but the
Right.
other one just goes into the general fund. So it was just
It's not separate.
instead of
well,
taking
so
the
it'll still be
taxes,
used for
there's
legal
the
fees if we had to, because it's in the general fund. I mean, because the point is that we don't want constituents that have already complained about short-term rentals in the first place, which is why we have the ordinance. We don't want this to go on their backs as more of an expense, because we have to enforce the ordinance. So far we have not had that issue. Maybe we won't. I mean,
There'll be somebody.
I don't know. It's an expensive proposition, and we have the funds to fight about it for as long as they need to go on with it instead of complying. I've told people a number of times, if you don't have a problem with it, rent for less than 14, rent for more than 30. You're fine.
That's what happened in New York City.
That's all you have to do. For 14 days of short-term rentals, there's no registration requirement. More than 30 days, doing longer-term rentals, no registration requirement.
Okay.
In fact,
So-
people are now doing closings, and you're not aware of this, and you don't probably even see it either, because it doesn't come through on your paperwork, but people are calling, so the state changed the property transfer tax. It was .0145, now it's .0147, but for the first 200,000 is a lower rate if it's a primary residence, but then the normal rate, if you're just saying, hey, I'm buying a second home, is .0362. But if you say that it's a long-term rental, that you're renting for more than 30 days to someone, the tax department answered a local lawyer in an email saying that if you say that it's a long-term rental and you're .0147, so the transfer tax is significantly less. I mean, it's a major money difference. So people are already doing this, I think they rent to themselves, they have an LLC, and this was actually the hypothetical that was set up by this attorney.
Right.
He sent a letter to the tax department and said, if I set up an LLC and I rent it for more than 30 days to myself, does that qualify? And for some bizarre reason,
It does.
he said it does. I mean, it's totally bizarre, because it's clear, avoid taxes is what we all try to do. Evade taxes is what you go to jail for. So I'm totally...
Avoid and evade is different things.
That's right. Avoid is what you want to do. Evade is not what you want to do. But they came up, and this tax department, I have the email. The tax department said it's okay.
Can I-
So people are doing the 30-day thing regularly. Well, they're claiming it.
They are.
And,
So that's what I have in general for this. I know we're talking about doing the ordinance, and we'll get to that. There's been so much time for what I'm trying to do now to get people, registered, because I also think that when we do a renewal, it should be a hard stop, like September 1st of 2020, so that everybody's on the same, and that kind of gives people who played the game by the rules on the early side their rental is the same as those who just, let it drift.
Who went in
So-
on December 1st,
Right.
thinking they're gonna go through till December 1st.
December 1st, right, so, anyway, so it was just, that's another thought, and then I was hoping I could do a quick executive session for clarification on a point from last time, if it's possible. It'll be really quick on my side.
So is there a motion for executive
I
session?
make a motion, we go into executive
I'll second
session
it.
for personnel matters.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, we're going into executive session.
Shouldn't take long.
So,
I have to,
yeah,
Time's up.
and then we make a decision.
you meant more than a second.
You set the time limit, not me.
That's right.
It's been a while.
Executive session at
7:37.
Oh, there it is. It's under there.
And now, and sometimes you come out of executive session, Carolyn, just so you know, and there's no decision made, but not this time.
we have a decision.
Okay.
So the decision is to compensate the short-term rental.
Well, I'm going to make a motion.
We are,
Oh, yeah,
We have to make
actually
the-
have to make I think, don't we?
Yes.
Is that right?
Robert rules.
All right, okay. Go
Thank you,
ahead,
Julie. Go
Speak
ahead.
right up.
I am going to make a motion that we pay Christy Boswell, our short-term rental administrator, in the form of a bonus for hours over the 46 every 2 weeks that she is working currently.
Say it one more time for me, please.
Okay, that we pay Christy Boswell, our short-term rental administrator, in the form of a bonus for the time she is working
Over
over
46.
46 hours every pay period.
Over the
Which is
contract,
bi-weekly.
over the contract, yeah.
And that,
Second.
She probably knows how to spell
All in
Kristen
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. There we go, thanks, Christie.
Great, thank you, Christy.
Thank you, guys.
And thank you for your hard work.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I don't know why this is in here. That's something.
I don't know.
What?
Why is the town clerk's
Town
research
clerk's-
retrieval policy?
Because you asked Al to bring it back to you
And
revised.
then I sent her everything and said it's totally on the town clerk, it has nothing to do with the select board, and I sent you the copy from the Secretary of State's office.
So this is,
It's all
I
right.
will let Alexander speak to this because this is his, not
I think it's a
mine.
great idea, but it's your policy.
Well, you sign policies for Debbie all the time, so it
Debbie?
just seemed the right thing to do.
Okay, if
But-
you guys are fine with it then we are just gonna, we won't even put any signatures on it, and if someone asks, then we will just,
This is your policy.
It's your
Yep,
policy,
we'll just
you're in charge, it's like a fight zone. You
Okay.
guys are
All
totally
right.
in charge of that place.
Cool.
Okay, great.
Facilities use policy update.
Yep, so that was just the changes that we had, that we discussed months ago about removing, with the exception of the Community Arts Center at 3 River Road for the alcohol, so that's just taken right out.
So,
And then on the second page, third page, we need to remove the year. It's got 2019 on it. I say just leave it blank, and then when someone's filling it in, they can just put the current year in there.
so this is to make it so if someone's going to have an event that they're going to have a wine tasting or whatever, they have to apply.
Well, that's already in here. This is to remove the exception of the
Just to
community.
remove it.
Because it's the only one that's in there like that.
Okay,
So that has to get rewritten, come back to us, it has to get, go through meetings, and then it's 60 more days before it
oh,
becomes.
that's a 60
that's an
day.
ordinance. A policy doesn't have.
Policy really
You tell
just,
me.
I think, just has one public,
Oh, good, so it's
One public
quicker, yeah.
hearing, so to
We should
speak.
call everything policies.
Well, but
Yes.
policy doesn't have as much,
To who?
So I make the motion to update the facility use policy to remove the wording as with the exception of the Community Arts Center at 3 River Road under the alcohol portion, and then on the third page to remove the year and leave that blank.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
all right,
Aye.
Thank you.
look at you go.
Yeah, cracking, well, we gotta get going. Public safety.
Okay, Public Safety Facility Committee
And I
update.
had pizza already tonight, thanks.
Jesus
Public
Christ.
Safety
So,
Facility
all right,
Committee update.
We have one of the reports. I called to ask about the other report today. One of the guys was traveling, probably his deer hunting is what it was. But the report on the wet area, it is not called a wetland. It does not need any setback from that area. We could actually encroach on that area a little bit. That's a great thing. We're waiting for the river review, which we don't have yet. He had reached out to the guy today. He expected to get a word today. I have not heard anything today. That's where we are at this
Great.
point.
There was a question I noticed came up website-wise. I don't know if Beth asked it or if you asked it, but Melissa, who's on the committee? because it should be listed on the website under the
Right,
committee, and I
right.
don't
I
think I
didn't
saw
have-
an answer to that.
I did not have like chair, vice chair.
I apologize, I will give it to you in just a moment.
Well, you can email it to her.
Okay, I'll do
Yeah, it
that,
doesn't
yes,
have to be,
you're
I
right.
just jot yourself
Yep.
a note, because, you know, you can only remember.
Then I'll
don't forget.
Then I'll forget what the note is.
Where it is.
You keep going.
Okay, so we're on townwide reappraisal, that's in process, yay, it's almost completed, I heard.
It's doing
Not
very
completed,
well.
but the Nemrick has gone to almost all the homes.
The physical inspections are.
Physical inspections. I was told by Jacob, who came to my house, that he was expecting the complete book to be out, he said, unless I heard wrong, in December, have the complete book out, and then of course grievances from April to, he said July. I said, oh, we always do in May, April to July. So that is
Well,
what,
the sooner they can start them, the better,
well,
because
they can
otherwise
only
it
start
delays.
April 1st, they have to
It
get.
delays Debbie's, right, I know, but I would, early in April would be
So,
much
new
better.
business, there's no new business.
We have that.
Oh, we have, yes,
two.
we have, well, I didn't put it under new business, but that's where it should have gone, I guess. I put
So
it
employee bonus list,
do that.
and
Has everybody taken a look at the employee bonus list? Does anyone else need to see a look? I know it went around earlier.
I don't think Stuart has seen it.
Yeah, he did.
So, we can approve it, but
Well, is there, we need-
I make a motion to approve the 25-26 employee holiday bonuses as stands.
second.
all right. Cross me off for a bonus, I don't need a
You
bonus.
can donate it to the community center if you don't.
Okay.
or the
all right.
fire station.
All right,
Or the fire
whatever,
station,
okay, I'm
right?
sorry,
Right.
I just,
We know you're rich. It's okay.
I'm comfortable.
We got 6 or 7 businesses. It's good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you missed the civic. You
Anyone
wanted to know
second?
somebody that
I'll second.
businesses in town. Second. So, all in favor of approving the bonuses, including Stewart's, he can do what he wants with it.
Aye.
Aye.
And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
Southern Vermont Development.
I make a
Look for some
motion
business people in town.
for the review and executed of interested persons that Stuart signs for the town of Winhall.
I second. Yes.
chairperson, yes.
Second. Oh, I'm sorry, did you second?
I second.
All in favor of having Stuart authorized to sign for the town? And I amended it.
Town of
There's 2
Winhall.
places, yeah, I changed it.
Well, that's why they had it here, Bill.
So
That was their
that, correct me if I'm wrong, that is the estate of
Of Alexandra Bosna.
Bosna on Lower
Yeah.
Taylor is donating money to the town.
Yes.
Well,
Two.
yes.
To the, I believe the library, the fire department, and maybe the community center.
Do we have a number on that?
No, we do not.
We had a number, we had something,
It was
percentages much earlier in this process, I can't tell you what they
So you
were.
sign there, and then there's another page.
But it was different for each entity.
Right, check.
Curious for my notes.
So I'm sorry, you're motioning for the review and execution of
A
the
consent-
town hall.
It's a consent form for the estate of Alexandria Bosna. B-O-S-N-A. It's a consent form that Beth Agostino, who appears to be the
What
attorney
is
for the
it? Spell
estate.
it.
Bosna, B-O-S-N-A.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And then you want me just to mail that back to her since I have her
If you would mind.
envelope? Yep.
Would you?
Anyone second that?
Yeah,
Stacy did.
yes, and we voted in favor of it.
And it is so done.
And it is
Thank you,
done.
Stuart.
You're welcome.
And
Thank you.
Beth will remit that to the,
And I just want to say, she was very passionate about making sure that that money was left because the town had helped her and Georgia so much. And it was just really important to her.
They were great people.
okay. So we did, and merit-based raises were on here. Oh no, merit-based raises, we're not doing that right now.
No, but we have
There's the
this one
one-
for the police.
And those, remember, he pays that way because he pays in a lump sum for his merit-based raises because of his pay scale, how it
Right.
works.
Because you
It's
can't
too
do that.
complicated
Right.
to.
So
So is there a motion?
the one for him though is, I don't know what you decided. So it's just in
We
there.
didn't make it, we didn't.
I'm not sure
We didn't
I've seen
decide.
that.
Oh, He's on here, though.
He's on there, it's a placeholder, I don't know what you decided to do for
fine
him.
with
Does
that.
anyone have a problem with?
Stacy did not see it.
I guess I only looked at the first page.
There's only one page.
It's just a little.
She was looking at
There
something
was
else.
the
The
other-
other,
yeah.
yeah, the other.
No, this is Derek for his department has indicated what he wants for merit raises. That's fine. I would motion to,
Well, I just wanted to look at that top line again, just because I didn't realize that that was just a placeholder.
no, top line.
The bottom
line.
Yeah, the bottom.
Yeah,
Bottom
no,
line is-
I got it.
I have no issue with that.
Yeah, I have no issue with this.
Right.
So I make a motion to approve the merit-based wages for the police department
Second.
as written.
As presented, yeah. Second.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Hang on, I'm not that quick.
Jesus, you
You could actually read how she said, what was said under budgeting for FY '26, '27, please?
Nothing, it's gonna come up on the next agenda. I assume we're not sitting here doing budgeting.
Yes.
Is that what we say,
So,
Bill?
well, I had one change to it that we made last night that I noticed when we were talking to Scott under Highway Equipment Fund. We put in 250,000 for it because of the grader, that we were saving money for the grader, and it's not in the amended budget.
Wait, where is this?
It's on the reserve funds, 53,200. After we had the grader conversation, we decided we'd better start saving money for it.
This is highway equipment fund, this is 50 grand.
Yes, and it was supposed to be, we decided last night 250.
Oh, I still had 50.
Yeah, I don't remember that too.
Yeah.
Because of the grader.
I was talking about the truck.
Right.
No, it was about the grader, that the grader's
Well,
aging
it was a
out.
little confusing last night, because it was hard not being around where we could
That
see
was a
each other.
bad room.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, the greater conversation I remember was that it had the little valve that he had to.
And we're gonna have to replace the grader.
Eventually. It was bought secondhand after the
Right,
fire.
right. I
And
remember
it's
that
20 years
conversation,
old
yeah.
now, so it's
So
aged
what are you
out
saying we should change that
to
to?
250 is what, I mean, that was my recollection last
We
night
can
on
always
our.
revisit it.
We
when
can
do the
revisit it.
budget,
Yeah.
So, access permit application?
We have one. Do you have that on you, Al?
Yeah, Scott.
I just sent that to you.
Do you want to just, you might as
If I
well
didn't
just
do it now,
present
I'd
it because you
forget it.
got it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, because I just have to do something when I remember it, at my age.
Lisa, so,
Access permit.
yeah, Lisa, so
So
Carolyn.
just read it off as it
Lisa,
is.
so Carolyn just had a question, which is like, what, does she need to say, like say, the budgeting for 26 is, I mean, we're postponed, we're not dealing with it now.
Right, it's
But does she
just
need
on
to
there to talk about at some point. Thank you.
Right, so you don't have to reference it in your minutes, because we're not addressing it.
I just leave it alone.
I think
Just leave it
that- I was
blank.
asking Lisa, because she.
So if we don't get to liquor licenses, I just leave it there. I leave it there, but I don't write anything.
Yeah, if we don't. if there are
Or
no
just
liquor
hit
say
N,
none.
just put NA or none,
Or-
right?
Yeah.
Or none,
Just
okay.
just so in the future, in 100 years, people know that we didn't forget about it.
Okay,
100.
I'm sure somebody's gonna be looking for that.
so we have an access permit application?
Yeah.
We did.
All right, so the access permit application is actually for myself.
Forget it.
I know.
You just got your deer, you don't need anything else.
So,
haul it
this is
out.
actually just to put a 911 number on an existing building, because there isn't a 911 number on it. So,
All right.
Scott went out, got a measurement.
Oh, so it didn't need a culvert, it didn't need any kind of access
No.
thing? it's just-
Trevor signed off on it
Trevor
as
signed
well.
off, so we're
Yeah.
good. And a motion?
Second it.
Or somebody else who's not related?
Oh, I probably shouldn't sign this
Probably
considering
not.
it's mine.
So
I'm gonna
I
abstain
move
from
to,
signing because it's my property.
approve, thank you. No culvert needed at the.
It's just for 911.
Who seconded?
I'll second, yeah.
All in favor of approving the 33 Mountain View Road extension
It's
access permit and,
Am I noting that?
Yeah, but it's not 33.
It's 45.
oh, it says 45 on the front and 33 on the back.
33
Is my address.
Yeah.
What else am I writing?
45 is what you're getting as a new 911 number.
Extension.
Okay,
For 911 purposes.
so it's for 911 purposes, 45.
Unanimous.
Any
No, you had to
discussion?
take me out.
I
yeah,
granted
Any
abstain.
discussion?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay then. Look, it only has,
Are you moving out now?
Have them.
see Beth, it only has 3 lines anyway.
But we'll-
It's okay.
we'll
I'm
have
just
new
the
ones.
spare tire
We'll
that's
have-
gonna rust to
What
the
does it
bottom of
mean
the
for
truck.
911 purposes?
It doesn't have a number.
Emergency, it didn't have a
It
911
did not
number.
have a 911 number.
Now it does.
Any dwelling that people are living in
Thank you.
or possibly are gonna live in.
Oh, so the 911 knows where they are?
Correct.
Correct. So at least we have record of it. I mean, if we call.
Okay, do we have any liquor licenses?
Yeah.
No.
No liquor licenses. Do we have any other business properly found before the
Do we
deliberation?
have another budget meeting set up or don't?
No.
That is a
No,
question.
Oh,
It-
Teresa has some questions.
Well, I'm very disappointed in this meeting because there was no public comment list on the agenda.
Yeah, I said that at the
Number one.
beginning.
I'm not going to be interrupted, Bill.
I'm agreeing with you.
I don't want you to say anything. I want you to let me say what I have to say.
Okay.
When I asked earlier for you to ask everybody to stop talking so we could hear the person that was presenting, which happened to be Hannah, I could not hear her because all of you were talking. I asked you to have everybody stop talking. You reprimanded me for speaking on a turn. You're not going to do that to me.
Okay.
I'm here to help you.
I appreciate you.
And
I do.
I'm here to help you guys to be able to go out in the community and spread the word on what a great job you're doing.
I appreciate
And I
it.
do not want to have to be making a statement at town meeting that it wasn't a pleasant experience here.
Right.
So I am not happy with tonight's meeting because of that.
So I'm resigning now. Thank you.
Well, do what you want, Bill.
I'm just saying, I get it. I appreciate you. I'm sorry. I had a lot of fun
I
on
don't
the
understand why
board.
you felt that way, felt the way to talk to me
okay.
like that.
Well, it's just how it is.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry to the board, I apologize to the board.
You'll make a great select person.
I'm not running for board,
All right,
the select
they're
board.
gonna appoint somebody.
I felt I had the right to say that. I'm sorry if I upset anybody, but that's the way I felt.
No, you should be able to speak your mind, Teresa. And it was very rude of the continued interruptions when Hannah was trying to speak and she asked for the room to be quiet as well.
I couldn't hear a thing she was saying because all of you were talking, amongst yourselves and asking her things, and it was very difficult. So I'm just telling you from this angle what it was like.
And you have every right to.
Okay.
Thank you, Teresa.
Can we do we have another budget meeting set up?
We
Sorry.
do not, but we certainly could set one so that we can finish
I
that.
guess we gotta go over it one more time, haven't we? Now, you've run a bunch of we changed a few things tonight, didn't we?
I mean, you could just add
Or
I don't
maybe
know how much
at the
you want
next
to add.
meeting?
I don't either. I'm just trying to, I need to have,
You need to know what
I
you're
need to
doing.
know what's going on, I'm sorry.
Meeting next,
We're on the 5th. No, I'm
No,
sorry,
third.
we're on the 3rd of December.
Is our next meeting and that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So if we just go a little bit longer on that one, does that
I
work
think
for
that's-
everybody? And then it's not
But I
another
think
night?
we should do budget first if we can, while we're all fresh, maybe.
Fair.
Yep.
I mean, do we have, it'll be Chiefs Week.
December
start at
3rd,
5?
which is our regular meeting.
you could start at 5.
Oh,
by
but
the
Stuart,
time-
when are you going? The 2nd through the 9th?
Yeah, I won't be here, but that's okay.
Okay.
You guys go
Well,
ahead.
we're gonna be a quorum. There'll be
Yes,
3 of
there'll be
us.
3 of us, yep.
We're also gonna have to appoint someone for the select
Well,
board.
we'll
just
deal
let
with
it
that
sleep
at the next
overnight.
meeting. Well, we can't deal with it tonight.
So it's a normal meeting,
Yeah.
but we're gonna meet earlier on the 3rd. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, we'll just do it first. Because at 5:30, right? Is that what you're saying?
I thought, like, if we
That's
could.
okay, I'm hearing two
I had
different
just
things.
suggested
Yeah.
if we started at 5, you could
I
have half an hour
can
before the
do
meeting.
that. I
Does that
can
work for
do
you?
that.
I will, as long as I have this much notice, it's really not a
Okay.
problem. I just need to.
Okay.
Because I know you're up to your, here in Pycroft.
That's not
It'll be
gonna
after
change no
Thanksgiving.
matter when you tell me.
Okay.
We're meeting, but if I have enough notice, I can just
Yep.
make sure that I have the coverage. That's all.
You'll be after Thanksgiving, but you'll be coming into Christmas.
Julie,
Then the
you
Christmas cookies.
What?
Can you-
So we're saying it's
Yeah,
gonna be
I
at
can make
5:30,
it.
but it'll be the first thing.
It'll be at 5.
5, not
I have a
8.
note in my it's not busy in retail till like 2 weeks before Christmas.
Oh my God.
It's those
Okay.
Wait till the last-
husbands,
Do-
isn't it?
Is there any other business to come before the meeting?
No. Not that I know of.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn at 7:58. Is it 8 o'clock? Great, 8 o'clock. Sorry, that clock is wrong.
Well, I know.
I'm too short to change it. I'll get Doug to work on it.